I studied A-level history 50 years ago in the classrooms of the 13th century Edgar Tower under the shadow of the Cathedral, but though brilliantly taught at the King's School, there was never any explanation of how the famous priory at Worcester, or the two battles of Worcester, for example, fitted into the bigger picture of Reformation and Civil War which we were studying. So I determined to write a book which explained, especially for West Midlands people proud and interested in an historic city, why and when Worcester's events and prominent people impinged on the wider national story. I chose 20 moments, and they ranged from the important foundation of the Worcester diocese, right back in early Saxon times in 680 AD, through the city's two nationally important saints, Oswald and Wulstan, then including the last years of King John, the burial of Prince Arthur, the dissolution of Worcester's rich and famous priory, on to the two battles of Worcester, which bookend the English civil wars. My more recent moments included the emergence of Worcester as an industrial city, the life of its great composer Edward Elgar, Worcester's electoral notoriety, its famous World War I padre Woodbine Willie, and the heroic action of the Second Worcesters at the Battle of Guelewelt in October 1914, which saved Ypres and the Channel ports. It finishes with the story of a great South African cricketer, Basil d'Oliveira, who was much loved by Worcester people for his dignity in his battle against apartheid. The book on Worcester moments suggests that Worcester punched above its weight. At key moments in our island history, Worcester, or Worcester citizens, had a central role in the national narrative. The city's importance is largely explained by two factors: its position on the Severn, a bridging point into Wales, but also a defensive barrier. It was as well an important trade route up to Bewdley and down to Bristol. Secondly, for over 1300 years, the large, rich diocese of Worcester has been centred on the city, bringing influence and employment. Right into the 20th century, Worcester's reputation as a religious centre has been important. Both these elements explain why successive monarchs, from Mercian Ethelred and Ethelfleda to William I, John, Henry VII, Elizabeth I, and on to Charles I and Charles II, took a close interest in, and more than this, came to value, the city of Worcester.